In a quiet valley, nestled between ancient mountains, a great spiritual master lay on his deathbed. The monastery air was thick with incense and sorrow. His breath was faint, but his face was a picture of perfect peace. Around him, his disciples, men who had devoted their lives to his teachings, watched with heavy hearts. No one spoke. They were all waiting for his final pearl of wisdom, the words that would guide them for the rest of their lives. Even in his final moments, the master's eyes held their familiar depth, a gaze that had pierced through illusions and soothed troubled souls. With a trembling hand, he beckoned his youngest disciple, his chosen successor, to come near. The young monk leaned in, his heart pounding. The others strained to hear. In a voice barely above a whisper, the master said, "My child, never take a free horse, no matter how beautiful it looks." And with those perplexing words, his hand fell and his spirit departed. Silence, then shock. The disciples stared at each other, confused, some even disappointed. Was it a riddle? A warning? Or had his mind simply wandered? The young successor was the most disturbed. A free horse? Why would a spiritual giant speak of something so ordinary at the very end of his life? The master's body was honored, the rituals performed, and the monastery returned to a quiet routine. But peace eluded the young monk. Days and weeks passed, and the master's words haunted him. Never take a free horse. What could it possibly mean? One evening, as the sun painted the sky in shades of gold and purple, the oldest monk approached him. "You seem troubled, my child," he said softly. The young monk bowed. "Master, I cannot grasp the meaning of our teacher's last words. He warned me to never take a free horse. I feel there's a deep lesson, but it's beyond my reach." The old monk smiled, a smile of both sadness and understanding. "So," he said quietly, "he saved that lesson for the very end." He gestured to a stone bench. "Come, sit with me. It is time you understood." As the cool night air settled, the old monk began his story. Many years ago, before your teacher was a master, he was just a young, barefoot seeker, wandering in search of truth. He owned nothing and needed nothing. His only desire was wisdom. One day, in a busy market, he saw a merchant whose cart had broken down. Without a second thought, the young seeker rushed to help, working until he was drenched in sweat. The merchant was incredibly grateful. "You saved me from great loss," he said. "Please, let me repay you." He brought forth a magnificent white horse, strong and beautiful. "Take this horse," the merchant insisted. "It will carry you far." The seeker refused, but the entire village gathered, urging him to accept the blessing. Finally, he gave in. And that, the old monk said, was when everything changed. At first, the horse was a gift from the heavens. Journeys that took days were now completed in hours. But soon, problems arose. The horse needed food, water, and shelter. A stable was built, then it needed repairs. The horse fell ill and needed medicine. It needed constant care and protection. To cover these new costs, the seeker started accepting small payments for his teachings. He told himself it was only to cover expenses, but the small amounts grew. People no longer saw a humble wanderer. They saw a holy teacher. They bowed, they offered land, they offered services. Soon, he had students, followers, and responsibilities. His simple life vanished, replaced by a complex world of visitors, donations, and conflicts. He rarely walked alone or sat in silent meditation. He had become trapped by his new identity. Years passed. One evening, exhausted, he went to the stable. The once magnificent horse stood before him, old and tired. He placed a hand on its back and whispered, "You did not carry me. I carried you. And in carrying you, I lost myself." In that moment, he understood. He didn't blame the horse. He blamed his choice to accept a free gift that was actually a chain. The old monk looked deep into the young successor's eyes. When the master said, "Never take a free horse," he wasn't talking about an animal. He was talking about desire, about temptation, about the small, harmless-looking things that slowly steal your freedom. Every day, life offers you free horses. A small distraction, a moment of laziness, a little bad habit, a toxic relationship, a short escape from responsibility. You tell yourself, just this once. You say, "What's the harm?" And just like the horse, that small thing starts demanding more time, more energy, more attention. Until one day, you realize it owns you. This is how dreams fade. This is how discipline erodes. This is how our greatest potential is lost. Almost every downfall begins with accepting a free horse. What you think belongs to you will soon begin to own you. That was the master's final gift to you, not a riddle, but a shield to protect your entire life. Never take the free horse. Remember that the easiest path is often the most dangerous. What looks like luck can be a trap, and the greatest wisdom is sometimes hidden in the simplest words. So when life offers you something that feels too easy, too tempting, too good to be true, pause, breathe, remember the master's words. Remember the free horse, and choose your freedom. Thanks for watching.